Remember, if the pain's too much...
We've all got our own pain to deal with. I'm done letting others pick up my slack.
Here they come! We can't let even a single one through!
There's a firm no-Zoogle policy.
Fine by me. Let's get to work then.
Rising Wyvern!
Are those arms even natural?
Rip and tear!
Piercing
More for the south side!
Strut!
Tectonic punch!
Raging
Here I come!
Cascade!
Rising Wyvern!
I can all
Too back! Stand back. I'll trip it up. Its armor's too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest.
Flaming meteor!
Watch this!
You're mine!
Idiot
Rising
pistol!
Wyvern! Soaring Light Spear! You're finished!
Wind Astrolabe!
Rising Wyvern! You're mine! It's over!
Watch it!
Soaring Light...
Their arcs were interrupted!
Mirage!
Going in!
Raging Cascade!
Take this! Rising Wyvern! Soaring Light Spear!
I'll take you all on!
Get him, Kisara.
Ha! Flare Demolisher!
You're mine!
Goalie!
Say! Blow them away!
An astral art?
That's my
Let me
deal!
see what I can do!
Shut him down!
Confiscated!
Oh,
Here I come!
everybody's out of order.
That's enough!
Soaring Light Spear!
Round and round!
Lost!
Demons descend! Flashing Fang!
Not a chance!
Hook shot!
Strike!
Hurricane Flight!
You're finished! Soaring Light Spear!
Now!
Small! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Alphen, you okay?
I'm fine. This pain thing really hurts, huh?
But hey, at least you're still alive.
It wouldn't be called pain if it was pleasant. It can be pretty useful, though. It's good motivation to improve and get stronger.
Guess I've got a lot of room to improve in that regard.
Anyway, I'm glad we could protect the village, especially after everything they've done for us.
Yeah.
You know, Thistleum kind of reminds me of home. The people here have hidden themselves away out of the fear of being found, always watching their backs. Though in the end, home was destroyed anyway.
That won't happen here.
Oh? Is that a hint of fighting spirit I sense?
Yeah. I won't lie. Some of these memories will take a while to process. But I've learned something too. My rage, this fury I feel at our so-called rulers, it comes from having so much of myself stripped away from me back then. Friends, family, home. They took everything from me, and left me with nothing but guilt. I was completely alone. At least that's what I thought. But not anymore. Since I awakened, I've met people who I care about. Friends who hold me up. Friends who make me feel like I'm worth something. And I won't lose that. Not ever again. I'll protect those bonds with everything I have. That's why I need to keep fighting.
But Xion comes first.
Of course. First we rescue Xion, then we defeat Volron, and liberate Dana. Everyone, will you fight with me?
Say the word and I'm there.
Certainly no objections.
Then it's agreed. Our next stop will be the capital, Pelegion. According to the villagers, there's a huge cliff separating Thistleum from the capital. Luckily for us, there's a path we can use to climb up.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
We don't know what lies ahead. We should prepare well before we venture forth.
Yeah, can't exactly fight at the top of your game when you're hungry.
Good point. Let's stop by the inn and plan our next move from there. By the way, how is Mahavar doing? Wait. Don't tell me we still haven't found him.
It's not like we haven't been looking. I've covered the whole length and breadth of the coast, but...
All of the other crew members are accounted for, including us. But we weren't able to find Mahavar. He's still missing.
I see.
Perhaps he couldn't bring himself to abandon the ship.
You mean at the bottom of the ocean? Damn it.
We don't know that it sank. We all washed up on the same shore. If the ship went down, isn't it strange we haven't come across a single piece of debris?
Do you think he might still be alive somewhere out there?
I think stranger things have happened. Whether he's alive or otherwise, we've exhausted all the avenues available to us. All we can do now is press on ahead.
Fine. Let's get going. Thistleim was founded by Danan's fleeing the tyranny of Renan lords, right? But when you first came, they must have known Dohalim was Renan. So why do you think they let us in?
They almost didn't. But it wasn't just Dohalim they were wary of. They didn't trust any of us.
Even the weird Danans just like them?
When you live life in constant fear of being pursued, it's only a matter of time before all outsiders start to seem a potential threat.
I suppose that makes sense. So how did you convince them to trust us?
You saw how destitute the village was. They needed food, badly. We hunted some Zeugles for them. That seemed to do the trick.
Of course, a little magic-assisted roast didn't hurt things.
Never underestimate a full stomach's ability to put a person at ease. It turns out a hearty meal can be a powerful weapon. Something's on your mind. You having second thoughts about rescuing Shion?
Of course not. Shion's our friend. Almeidrea was the one I hated. For as long as I can remember, she served as a symbol to me of everything Renan. But ever since getting to know Shion, I realized it doesn't make sense to group people together like that. Every individual is different.
I see.
Besides, the situation with Almeidrea was something else entirely. I'd already decided I wasn't going to kill her, but when I saw her die right in front of me, a part of me thought it served her right, that she'd gotten what she deserved. But another part regretted that someone else had come along and killed her instead. Don't get me wrong. If I had the chance again, I still wouldn't kill her. But it's not like I'll be shedding any tears now that she's gone. It's all so confusing. I don't know how to make sense of any of it.
Who said it had to make sense?
Huh?
Rinwell, you've done nothing wrong. You've started to question the beliefs you've held all your life. It's only natural for you to feel disoriented. You didn't give in to the hatred you felt for Almeidrea. You made a choice not to kill her. And that's significant, whether you realize it or not. As for what it means exactly, that might be worth taking some time to figure out on your own.
Some time.
Or don't, if you don't want to. It's just an idea. I'm still searching too, remember?
No, I think you're right. It can't hurt to keep searching after all. And hey, thanks, Kisara.
Okay.
You people know how to fight Zeugles, yeah? Because I've got a big favor to ask.
Why?
You do indeed appear to be in dire straits. I could have sworn we already wiped out all the Zeugles that were trying to get into this village, though. Oh, you did. These Zeugles ain't trying to attack us. They're stealing our fish. Your fish? Yeah, these ape zeugles, they've got huge arms, which they use to smash the surface of the water and create these big shock waves. They do that to stun the fish, which makes them float to the surface and ripe for the taking.
Damn it.
Somehow they learned how to do that recently, and they've gotten damn good at it because it's making the rest of us go hungry. That's quite the pickle you're in.
What?
Damn straight it is. It ain't like these fish grow on trees. That sort of fishing ain't good for our waters.
Is that so?
Oh, so that's your point of contention, the manner in which they fish, not the actual fishing part. You guys are the only ones that have what it takes to drive these crazy monkeys out. Can we count on you to help?
Okay.
Absolutely. We'll sort out these fishy fishing zeugles once and for all. I couldn't have put it better myself. As a fisher herself, this case has gotten her quite fired up, as you can see.
Great job.
That's mighty kind of you to help us out, man. Sorry to lay this on your feet, but we greatly appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna take a time out here. I already have kind of commented before about that I did not like what happened in the game, but I wanted to give some context about something. When this game first came out, I tore into this thing. I was recording 6 to 8 hours a day, pretty much every day of the week. I recorded up to this point very, very quickly. And that's part of what hit me so hard, was that I really, really hated what they did. And I've kind of talked about that. It upset me so much that I didn't play for 2 months. It's been about 2 months now since I played the game. So I actually don't remember how to do a lot of stuff, and I don't even remember exactly where I am. And I'll jump back in and we'll get going. But a funny thing happened a couple weeks ago where I was talking to a friend of mine about the Final Fantasy expansion, Endwalker, which by the time this video comes out will have been out for a while, I'm sure. And we were talking about my thoughts on how Final Fantasy 14 has a tendency to be amazing, but ruins my enjoyment by having something incredibly stupid in the story that I just have a hard time getting over. And as we were talking about it, like, it occurred to me, like, how many times this happens with me in video games where I dwell so much more on the parts of it that I hate and let it just completely destroy the better part of the game. You know, Final Fantasy 14, I love, story-wise, campaign-wise, I love probably like 90% of that game. Few plot points in every expansion that I found completely absurd. I don't know what else to call it except absurd. Instead of just going like, well, I was stupid and moving on, like, I let it really bother me. It took me a long time to beat Shadowbringers because 2 different points of the story came up with these really absurd things, and I was like, I'm gonna take a break from the story for a while because I don't want to do this. It wasn't so much that I was like angry at the game, it's just I didn't want to do it. Like, I didn't want to play it anymore. And that's exactly what happened here. Like, what happened on the boat in the earlier episode upset me so much that I took 2 months off because I just didn't want to play. Like, every once in a while would be like, well, I really need to record some more tales, but I don't want to play this game right now. I don't have to like the dumb things in a video game, but I need to not let my dislike for that moment ruin the entire game, right? I've played, I don't know, 60 hours, not 60, maybe 50 hours of this game, and for the most part, I've loved all of it. And then 2 minutes of a scene, and I was gonna throw the game away. Like, not literally throw it away, but I didn't want to play it anymore. I wasn't ever gonna finish it. And as you can probably guess from my channel, that's happened before. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be that guy anymore. I don't want to be that kind of player. I don't want to belittle an amazing game that deserves to be admired and respected for all the great parts of it, just because one thing upsets me. So I started thinking about how I want to handle this moving forward. And I came up with a new theory that I'm going to be using from today on. I'm going to call it watermelon theory. And the idea is pretty simple. When I was a kid and I would eat, my grandpa loved watermelon. And so whenever I was over at their, the grandparents' house for the weekend or babysitting or any of that kind of stuff, Grandpa always had watermelon slices for us. And he and I would eat watermelon together. I would eat the watermelon and then like pick at the seeds and toss them out or spit them out of my mouth or whatever, right? Like, but I loved watermelon. I still do. I love watermelon. I love watermelon. And yeah, the seeds are annoying to me and stuff, but the seeds don't ruin the watermelon. I've never looked at watermelon and gone, I don't feel like picking out seeds right now or spitting out seeds, so I'm not going to eat this watermelon. Nope. You put watermelon down in front of me, I'm eating it. Like I'm eating it. I love it. I'm going to eat it. Seeds don't cause me to stop loving watermelon. And that's how I'm going to treat video games and movies and anime and stuff from now on. I guess you can call this like a New Year's resolution in that starting right now with Tales of Arise right here, I'm putting aside the fact that I hated what happened, but I'm not going to go so far as to say they ruined the game. The game is still great. That one thing sucked, but the whole of the game is still great. And there's still potential for redemption. I'll never know if I don't finish the game, right? So watermelon's theory is that those seeds bothered me for the moment, but I'm just spitting them out and moving on and eating the rest of the watermelon. We're going to finish this game. But hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of where my mind is at, and I hope that you guys can hear that I'm smiling right now as I'm talking about this, because even just thinking about it that way has helped me, I feel good. Like I want to play the game now. I remember the last time when I turned the game off, I was like, I just don't want to play anymore. And now I do. So this is what I want. This is the positivity that I enjoy and that I like sharing. And that's why I play these games. So this makes me feel better, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it too moving forward. So enough talking. Let's go do whatever it is that I was supposed to do that I don't remember anymore. So let's roll out.
You sense one of your pals, Hoodle?
It feels like I'm melting.
Calaglia was pretty hot, but at least the air there was dry. Out here, it feels like I'm trying to walk through thick soup.
I can hardly breathe, it's so stuffy. And don't get me started on the insects. You hanging in there, Hoodle?
It's brutal, all right. I can feel my energy being drained away just by walking. All this vegetation makes it hard to keep an eye out. Keep your wits about you, everyone. And watch you don't keel over while you're at it.
What's needed at times like these is a relaxing hot spring. That would soon help us adjust.
And where do you expect us to find one of those?
What about you, Alphen? All that gear, and you hardly seem to be breaking a sweat.
Yeah, I guess when you've lived a life devoid of pain for as long as I have, even feeling hot and bothered can be a welcome change.
Well, lucky you, I guess. Just don't expect us to carry you when you pass out.
Okay.
How are things going with them ape zoogles?
Okay.
We cleared them all out. Your fish are safe for the time being. Huh. Oh, yeah, that's good. Means we won't go hungry now either.
Yes!
I really do love the fish, though. Nothing beats going out and casting your trusty rod.
What?
Oh, actually, we use nets to fish here. Way easier that way.
Really?
You what? They prefer to fish in bulk, whereas you enjoy the thrill of a one-on-one battle. It's simply a difference in philosophy. If you ever need a fishing partner, I, for one, am always happy to accompany you.
Dohalim.
Oh, things are heating up over here. Looks like you caught a real keeper yourself, friend. Anyway, thanks for all your help with them ape zoogles. Now we can fish in peace again.
Dohalim, I'm going to look into some seasonal fishing spots.
By all means.
Leave the preparations to me as well. I'll bring the rods. Would you prefer your fish served grilled or raw?
I'll trust your judgment, Kisara.
To fix this.